Welcome back, everybody, to Motive Means an Opportunity. And today we're diving into the heart-wrenching new developments in the disappearance of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. I mean, this case is gripping the community, raising urgent questions, and leaving us searching for answers. And here we typically don't just follow facts, but we also use my gut-based insights and we weave the true crime into intuition to uncover layers that can sometimes go unnoticed in cases. But this case is different. This case is different for so many reasons. I don't think there's many of us out there, regrettably, who feel that there's a likelihood that this child will be found alive. And that is so gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching. And it gets worse than that. Not only did the YouTube, true crime, TikTok, Facebook, X community, the true crime community, stand up and go, whoa, this doesn't add up. The police came out and told the mother her story's not adding up. And she shut down the interview and lawyered up. If that's not bad enough, because mom claims that on August 14th, 2025, at around 7:47 p.m., 7-month Emmanuel Haro was reported missing in the Big Five sporting goods parking lot in Yucaipa, California. His mother, Rebecca Haro, said she was attacked while changing his diaper. Someone came up behind her and said, "Hola," and smacked her. She fell unconscious and woke up and the baby was gone. Well, of course, everybody was like, well, how did you get a bruise on your eye if you were smacked from behind and you didn't see the person? I mean, that itself doesn't make sense. And then everybody went into deep diving how old her bruise looked. Some have even gone into ChatGTP to say this bruise is not new. Reporters have come out to say that they found evidence, but they can't quite show yet. We're going to get into that as this video keeps going through. And as I keep evolving this storyline here, stick with me, of evidence that mom had the bruise as early as, I think, August 7th, or even earlier, I think it was August 3rd. My apologies. So 11 days old at the time that mom declares this story that he was kidnapped. The police come out and say they don't believe her story. But then we deep dive. The true crime community does what it's best at. And it deep dives, despite the police silence in this case, to find some incredibly disturbing pasts of both mom and dad. I mean, dad. Oh, dad. Wild. With a prior relationship, pled guilty in 2023 to abusing an infant. If that wasn't enough, mom's brother is in jail for murder. Y'all. Now, I think mom might likely be afraid of dad. Just my opinion, Rebecca Haro. Looks like she might be the victim of spousal abuse. But where in God's green earth does that translate to this fabricated story? So Rebecca Haro, do the right thing. We all know you're likely in a tenuous situation. Likely your partner, the father of Emmanuel, was likely, just my gut instincts, my intuition, the one that had a repeated history of abusing infants and children, babies, was likely the one that, acted out, let's just say, for YouTube's sake, that caused an unfortunate accident that likely, in my opinion, ended 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro's life. But Rebecca Haro, you went along with it, ma'am. You sat there and lied to the cameras. You lied and made up the story, which means you've participated in the cover up. And that is not cool, Rebecca Haro. So if you're watching this, I mean, the world is waiting to see you in handcuffs. The world is waiting to see your husband in handcuffs. And the world is waiting for you to tell us where baby Emmanuel is. Get over it. You're going to get arrested. We all can speculate where this is going. It is clear and obvious as heck. And now that you've lawyered up, and apparently your lawyer is saying that the arrest of your partner wasn't quite disclosed in accuracy. I mean, come on. Your mother's defending your brother who murdered his girlfriend. What kind of people are you? Like, what kind of darkness and sickness is looming inside these parents? You're going to go to jail, both of you. I pray that that happens sooner and later or later. But y'all, buckle up, because now it's time to show you some of these things that I've been talking about, these facts that have been coming out in this case that are just so gut-wrenching and heartbreaking. Tell me what you think about this case. Are you thinking something differently than me? Or is your intuition telling you something different than mine? I'd love to hear what you think about this case. And I hope and pray with me, please, that this charade gets put to bed sooner than later, that the police dive in and make some arrests imminently, and that the parents finally tell us where baby Emmanuel is so that he can be laid to rest as well. And if I am wrong, I will publicly say I apologize, but y'all, my intuition is pretty strong on this. I don't see there's a chance in heck, really and truly, that this story is true, that this way baby will be found well, and it breaks my heart. So buckle up. Next, I'm going to show you some clips that are upsetting and disturbing, to say the least.
But I think that some of the rumors are true. Now, today, people are starting to gather outside of Emmanuel's home. People are riding by, they're driving by. You got YouTubers, TikTokers, and the mainstream media out there. And it just so happens that one of Emmanuel's father's co-workers actually pulled up to the house today, to Emmanuel's home, and she talked with a reporter that was outside the home. And I want you guys to see what she had to say about Emmanuel's father. I'm going to go ahead and play the clip, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
What's your recollection of?
He was a very cool guy. Like, he was funny. Like, nothing of the sort. But I did hear he started dating a girl from the Vision Center, and something bad happened with that. I'm not too sure about the details, but yeah.
I learned this morning that he does have a felony child abuse charge from 2018 in Riverside County.
Yeah, I've seen that also.
When did you work with him?
In 2016, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. And people are naturally, going to the worst conclusion possible. Do you think that he'd be capable of anything like that?
I don't know, but from his past record, I think they did something.
You do?
Maybe, yes.
Mm-hmm. Where do you live?
I live in Palm Springs.
You live in Palm Springs? The thing about up here, Cabazon, Palm Springs, we're all super close. So we're all following the story on our little Facebook posts. We're all following this so closely. Do you know anybody that knows the family directly? Or
I don't.
What do you think about the mother?
She's very off.
Very off?
Yeah, I'm a mom too, and there was no tears. I wouldn't even be able to do an interview if somebody just took my baby,
Mm-hmm.
There's no way.
Was Jake?
Yeah, no way. I mean, there was literally acting going on, in my opinion, as I'm reading Fat Opinionated. I mean, no tears, this with no legitimate crying from either parent. I mean, what the dang? What the dang? They have not fooled anybody. So turn yourselves in, for the love of God. You know, Jake and Rebecca, do what's right. We all call you out on your BS. The police know it, and it's just minutes before you're in handcuffs. So do the right thing and stop the charade, for the love of God.
With Rebecca when you were working with him?
No, I don't believe so. No.
You didn't hear anything about her, huh?
No, I don't think he was with her yet. He was dating someone else.
Was he friendly?
He was very friendly.
He was friendly when you were working with him?
Yeah.
And so, like, your times working at Walmart, how long was that?
He seems to have an affinity for disliking babies, apparently, because he pled guilty to all that, y'all. I'm going to show that next.
I worked there at the Beaumont one for 5 years. I think he left.
So she says that for the most part, I guess Jake was kind of a cool guy. I don't think she noticed anything really suspicious. There's nothing major there. But if you caught it at the beginning, and I wish that she elaborated a little bit more. I wish the reporter dug a little bit more. I wish he, asked a few more questions about this. But she says that he was with some girl from the Vision Center and things went bad there. How? Like, what do you mean things went bad?
So now I'm going to show you some things that are a little disturbing that have come out about this Father Jake's past. So be aware, this gave me, I felt sick to my stomach and it made me really sad. So I'm just, viewer beware, what you're about to hear next is chilling, disturbing, heart-wrenching, and not looking good for baby Emmanuel.
In our last video, we also touched on some troubling charges from Jake Haro's past. Well, now we've uncovered even more details, and honestly, they make the situation look even worse. Back in Riverside County, Jake Haro, along with a woman identified as his ex-wife, Vanessa Haro, also known by the name Vanessa Avina, faced charges of willful cruelty. This case dates back to October of 2018 when the 10-week-old baby girl was rushed to Hemet Valley Hospital. She was in critical condition, and doctors discovered both fresh as well as injuries that were healing. According to an affidavit written by a Hemet police officer, the infant was later transferred to Loma Linda University Medical Center, where doctors found a devastating list of injuries: an acute rib fracture, 6 ribs in the process of healing, a fractured skull, bleeding on the brain, swelling around the neck, and even a healing fracture in her leg. In the words of one physician, the combination of these injuries in a non-mobile infant with no believable explanation of trauma was consistent with abusive head trauma, abuse, and neglect. So how did investigators believe this happened?
I mean, this is an infant with Emmanuel's father, Jake, in a prior relationship in 2018 that he finally pled guilty to in 2023, showing he has a dislike or a lack of patience or a propensity to abuse infants, innocent, helpless infants. It doesn't get more heartbreaking, disgusting, and disturbing than that, folks. I mean, it's just wild, this story.
According to the affidavit, Vanessa told police that on October 12th, she picked Jake up from work, dropped him at home, and then drove to Beaumont to collect her older daughter from school. And when she returned about an hour later, she tried to nurse the baby, but the infant refused to feed. And that's when she decided to take the baby to the hospital. Jake, on the other hand, told a different story. He claimed that after Vanessa dropped him off, he took the baby's temperature, which he said was around 99 to 100 degrees, and then bathed her. During that bath, Jake admitted he accidentally dropped the baby, chest first onto the divider of a twin sink, but insisted he did not notice any signs of injury. Later that night, according to Jake, Vanessa woke him up and asked him to feel the baby's back. He said he felt something crackle, but told officers he hadn't noticed anything unusual when bathing her earlier. Vanessa later stopped answering questions, telling investigators she wanted an attorney, and as detectives dug deeper, another disturbing detail came to light. Jake's sister reportedly opened his iPad browser and discovered a search history entry for, quote, how to feed a baby with broken ribs, end quote. That search was logged before the baby was even taken to the hospital. Jake denied making the search himself. Eventually, Jake pointed the blame at Vanessa, his ex-wife, but in October of 2021, both Jake and Vanessa were formally charged with willful cruelty. By June of 2023, they each pleaded guilty. Jake Haro was sentenced to 180 days in a sheriff's work release program, given a suspended 4-year prison sentence, and ordered to complete a abuser treatment program. Vanessa was sentenced to 120 days in work release and was also ordered to take part in the same treatment program.
Okay, so 4 years in jail. Clearly, he didn't serve 4 years in jail. Yet again, have we left a helpless baby to fend for themselves with a father who was supposed to serve jail and didn't? What the hang is going on? I am so devastated for this baby. He had not a chance in heck. Not a chance in heck with these people. It is scary. Y'all, it's rumored now that they removed surveillance camera from their home. Let's hope it's been saved somewhere in the cloud. I don't know. But what are Rebecca and Jake trying to hide from the police? The real facts? Yeah, of course. So everybody do the YouTube things. We're going to keep following this story, but just more important than anything right now, let's pray for justice. Let's pray for the love of God that we start to see institutions and organizations that are here to protect our children do better. We need tighter laws. The fact that this father, quote unquote, was supposed to be in jail and didn't do the time and did community service and clearly has got to be the focus of this investigation, given his past. I mean, it's just tragic. And I can't even listen to that story about this infant without literally getting sick to my stomach. So my gut tells me arrests are imminent. What does your gut tell you? Let's pray for baby Emmanuel, please. Let's pray he's found. I'm praying I'm wrong. I'm praying my gut instinct's wrong. But y'all, just if there was ever a case to hit YouTube where the parents look, sinfully guilty, it would be this one, in my opinion. So let's pray that this charade comes to an end and this baby gets justice, like true justice, once and for all. Love and light. We'll keep following the case. See you soon. And click on the notifications if you want updates.